First, a distrust of government, a fear of police, a survey from Johns Hopkins University offering a snapshot of Baltimoreans' perceptions of their city. That survey also highlights the biggest challenges facing residents.
11 News reporter Tolly Taylor joins us now. And Tolly, the Hopkins researchers presented their findings this afternoon at a news conference.
Yeah, Professor Michael Bader says this is the first of many surveys the university plans to conduct. And he says the overarching goal is to better understand the ways in which the racial differences of residents lead to disparities in their lives. Johns Hopkins University Professor Michael Bader began his presentation about the 2023 Baltimore area survey on Tuesday afternoon with some of the most striking findings.
3/4 of Black residents in the city and the county in the Baltimore area expressed some level of fear of police interactions with themselves or their loved ones.
Bader compared that to how white Baltimore area residents answered, with only 1/4 expressing fear of police.
The next area that we looked at where we found profound racial disparities was experiences of food insecurity. In comparison to the more than half of Black respondents who expressed some level of food insecurity in the past year, fewer than 1/4 of white respondents reported the same.
And those disparities were similar, Bader says, for Black and white residents when it comes to issues with transportation.
Again, we find almost a doubling of the level of transportation insecurity among respondents, Black respondents compared to white respondents.
With state and city leaders signaling that cuts to transportation and other agencies may be on the horizon, 11 News asked Bader what those cuts would mean in light of the survey results.
What I would hope is that the governor's office, the mayor's office, when they think about what cuts to make, really think about what impact it may have on the disparities across different groups.
And while many of the findings revealed racial disparities, some things were universal for Baltimore area residents.
What we found is that more than 1/4 of Baltimore area residents have lost a loved one due to a drug overdose.
And the more than 1,300 people who responded to the survey during the summer of 2023 were also asked about schools. And this time, the divide was between counties, with roughly 13% of city residents saying that their schools were excellent or very good, and about 28% of county residents saying their schools were excellent or very good. Live in the studio, I'm Tolly Taylor, WBAL TV 11 News.